Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. My name is Jamescape TV and welcome back to Storytime with James. So, today I'm going to be doing more of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Are you sitting comfortably? Then let's begin. There's another fellow, muttered Scrooge, if you ever heard him. My clerk, with 15 shillings a week, and a wife and family, talking about a Merry Christmas. I'll retire to Bedlam. This lunatic and letting Scrooge's nephew out, and let 2 other people in. They were portly gentlemen, present and hold, and now stood their hats off in Scrooge's office. They had books and papers in their hands, and bowed to him. Scrooge and Marley's, I believe, said one of the gentlemen, referring to his list. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley? Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years, Scrooge replied. He died 7 years ago, this very night. We have no doubt his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner, said the gentleman presenting his credentials. It certainly was, for they had been 2 kindred spirits. At the ominous word liberality, Scrooge frowned and shook his head and handed the credentials back. At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, said the gentleman, taking up a pen, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessities, hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts. Are there no prisons? Asked Scrooge. Plenty of prisons, said the gentleman, laying down the pen again. And the union workhouses, demanded Scrooge, are they still in operation? They are, still, returned the gentleman. I wish I could say they were not. The treadmill and the poor law are still in full vigour then, said Scrooge. Both very busy, sir. Oh, I was afraid, from what you said at first, that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course, said Scrooge. I am very glad to hear it. Under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind or body the multitude, returned the gentleman. A few of us are endeavouring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. We choose this time because it is a time, of all others, when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. Nothing, Scrooge replied. You wish to be anonymous? I wish to be let alone, said Scrooge. Since you ask me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there. Many can't go there, and many would rather die. If they would rather die, said Scrooge, they had better do it, and decrease the surplus population. Besides, excuse me, I don't know that. But you might know it, observed the gentleman. It's not my business, Scrooge returned. It's enough for a man to understand his own business and not to interfere with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Seeing clearly that it would be useless to pursue their point, the gentleman withdrew. Scrooge resumed his labours with an improved opinion of himself, in a more facetious temper than was usual with him. Meanwhile, the fog and darkness thickened so that people ran about with flaring lamps, proffering their services to go before horses in carriages and conduct them on their way. The ancient tower of a church, whose scruffle bow was always peeping slyly down at Scrooge, out of the Gothic window in the wall, became visible, and struck the hours and quarters in the clouds, with tremendous vibrations afterward, as if its teeth were chattering in its frozen head up there. The cold became intense. In the main street, at the corner of the court, some labourers were repairing the gas pipes, and had lighted a great fire in a brazier, round which a party of ragged men and boys were gathered, warming their hands and winking their eyes before the blaze, in rapture. The water plug being left in solitude, its overflowing suddenly congealed and turned to misanthropic ice. The brightness of the shops where holly springs and berries crackled in the lamp of the heat of the windows made pale faces ruddy as they passed. Poulterers and grocers' trades became a splendid joke, a glorious pageant, with which it was next impossible to believe that such dull principles as bargain and sale had anything to do. The Lord Mayor, in the stronghold of the mighty mansion house, gave orders to his 50 cooks and butlers to keep Christmas as a Lord Mayor household should. And even the little tailor, whom he had fined 5 shillings on previous Monday for being drunk and bloodthirsty in the street, stirred up tomorrow's pudding in his shout, while his lean wife and baby sailed out to buy the beef. Foggier yet and colder, piercing, screeching, biting cold. If the good St. Dunstan had but knit the evil spirit's nose with a touch of such weather as that, instead of using his familiar weapons, then indeed he would have roasted to lusty purpose. The owner of one scant young nose, gnawed and mumbled by the hungry cold bones and gnawed by dogs, stooped down at Scrooge's keyhole to regale him with a Christmas carol. At the first sound of "God rest you merry gentlemen, may nothing you dismay," Scrooge seized the ruler with such energy of action that the singer fled in terror, leaving the keyhole to the fog and even more congenial frost. At length the hour of shutting up the camping house arrived. With an ill Scrooge dismounted from his stool and tacitly admitted to the fact to the expectant clerk in the tank, who instantly snuffed his candle out and put on his hat. "You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose," said Scrooge. "If quite convenient, sir." "It's not convenient," said Scrooge, "and it's not fair. If I was to stop half a crown for it, you'd think yourself ill-used, I'll be bound." The clerk smiled faintly. "And yet," said Scrooge, "you don't think me ill when I pay a day's wages when I work." The clerk observed that it was only once a year. "A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December," said Scrooge, buttoning his greatcoat to the chin. "But I suppose he must have the whole day. Be here all the earliest the next morning." The clerk promised that he would, and Scrooge walked out of the ground. The office was closed in a twinkling, and the clerk, with the long end of his white comforter dangling below his waist, for he boasted no greatcoat, went down the slide on Cornhill, at the end of a lane of boys, 20 times, in honour of its being Christmas Eve, and then ran home to Camden Town as hard as he could pout to play at Blind Man's Buff. So, that is all for this episode of Storytime with James on Countdown to Christmas 2015. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on tomorrow's episode. Bye!